Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Tax season is here. Today, I'm walking you through a step-by-step tutorial on using UFile to prepare your 2025 tax return. By the end of this video, you will have the confidence to file your own taxes accurately and effectively. There are many CRA certified software. Some are free, some are not. You can choose depending on your specific needs, whether you have a simple T4 or a more complex situations like self-employment. I always start by reviewing my notice of assessment from the previous year. It tells you what carry forward amounts you have available, such as unused tuition amount, RRSP contribution limit, etc. Make sure you have all your tax slips ready, such as T4, T3, T5. You may also have receipts for medical expenses, donations, home office expenses, etc. It is very important to keep all of your supporting documents for at least 6 years. One of the biggest changes this year is the reduction of the federal tax rate on the first bracket, which dropped it from 15% down to 14%. Because this was implemented mid-year, the effective rate for 2025 is 14.5%. UFile will calculate this for you automatically. Alright, let's start our 2025 tax return.
The first step is to log into UFile online. If you don't have an account, you will have to create a new account. After you log into UFile, you can create a new file for the 2025 tax year. I already created a file, so I'm just going to click Launch to open the 2025 tax file. You can use the navigation panel on the left to go to different pages. The first page is for identification information. Enter your name, social insurance number, date of birth. The net file access code is an 8-character code located on your notice of assessment from the previous tax year. It is intended to be used as an extra level of security. If this is the first time you file your tax return, you don't have to enter this. It is optional. Enter your province or territory of residence on December 31st, 2025. Your marital status, whether your status has changed in 2025, your gender, and click Next. For the information for the spouse, usually we put in complete information. Unless for special situations, for example, if the spouse is a non-resident who doesn't have to file a tax return, then we can select net income only. For this example, I'm going to choose complete information. Click Next. Put in your mailing address. If you moved in 2025 from one province or territory to another, you have to put in the date of your move. Confirm whether your home address is the same as your mailing address and put in your telephone number. Click Next. Answer some mandatory CRA questions. The language of tax return. Are you filing the tax return for the first time? Did you own any specified foreign property in 2025 with a total cost over 100,000 Canadian dollars? If your answer to this question is yes, or you're not sure, you should consult with a professional. This is because the rules for foreign property T1135 reporting are very complex. Did you sell a principal residence in 2025? Answer all the questions on this page. There is a new question in Alberta. Do you authorize the CRA to provide your email address to Alberta Health so they can send information about organ and tissue donation in Canada? For the email notifications from the CRA, if you prefer to receive your notifications and documents through email, you can select Yes and put in your email address. Do you have a foreign mailing address on file with the Canada Revenue Agency? After you answer all the questions, click Next. Will you be using NetFile to submit your federal return electronically? This means, do you want to file your tax return electronically to the CRA? I'm going to choose Yes if eligible. Will you be using that file to submit a prior year federal return today or within the next 2 days? I'm going to choose no. If you intend to file your prior year's return, please file your returns in order, meaning the oldest returns first. This is because any prior year amount could potentially impact your current year amount. Click Next. For the CRA Autofill My Return, if you have a CRA My account, this optional function allows you to download into UFile the information that the CRA has available so that you don't have to enter some of the information manually. If you're using this function, it is still important to check the information with your supporting documents. The CRA does not have all the information, such as medical expenses, home office expenses, etc. You still have to enter those manually. Next, we'll complete the interview setup. Check all the boxes that are relevant for you. It is important to recognize that residency status for income tax purposes is not the same as residency status for immigration purposes. If you become a resident of Canada for income tax purposes in 2025, you need to enter your date of entry and your income earned while you were a non-resident. The income earned as a non-resident before moving to Canada is non-taxable, except for income you received it from Canadian source. Income earned as a non-resident is required to calculate certain benefits and credits. If you're not sure about your residency status for income tax purposes, you should contact the CRA or consult with a professional. Once you've checked all the boxes that are relevant for you, click Next. The navigation panel on the left has been updated to show the pages that you just selected. We'll go to the T4 and employment income and click on the plus icon next to T4 income. You'll need to enter all the information as per your T4 tax slip. Once you're done entering all the information, double check the information just to make sure that you have entered everything correctly. Then you can click Next. If you have more than one T4, you can go back to the T4 and employment income section and click on the plus icon again to open a new page to enter the information from your other T4 tax slip. Next, we'll look at interest and investment income. Click on the plus icon to open the page to enter the information based on your tax slip. For the T5, if it is a joint account, then you have to put in the percentage you're entitled to. For this example, I'm going to assume I earned interest income. Interest income is reported in box 13. Once you're done entering all the information on your tax slip, click Next. We'll look at RRSP. For the RRSP, you have to enter your RRSP deduction limit for 2025. You can find this information on your 2024 Notice of Assessment. Enter your deduction limit and contributions. You can choose whether to use all of your RRSP deduction in the current year, or save all or some to future years. Click Next. Next, we'll look at donations. Go to the Donations Political Contributions page. Choose the type of donations. Enter the organization name and the donation amount. Specify the nature of the donation and click Next. For the medical expenses, we need to enter the date and also a description of the medical expenses. I purchased a pair of glasses for $500 on June 1st, 2025. If you have more than one medical expense, you can click on the plus icon and enter the information from all of your receipts. For medical expenses, to qualify for the tax credit, your medical expenses must be more than the lesser of 3% of your 2025 net income or a threshold amount. If you're not sure, you can enter all of your expenses into the software. The software will determine whether you're eligible for the medical expense tax credit. Next, we'll look at tuition. Enter the information based on your T2202. You can find your unused tuition amounts from prior years on your previous year's notice of assessment and also in your CRA My account. You receive a T5008 tax slip if you sold investments such as stocks and mutual funds in a non-registered account. You need to keep track of the adjusted cost base of each investment so that you can properly report the information. Consult your financial advisor if you are not sure. If you have a spouse or common law partner and you would like to prepare your tax returns together, you can add a spouse or common law partner. The questions are basically the same, such as identification, address, CRA questions, etc. If you have dependents, you can add a dependent by clicking on the Add Dependent icon and then enter the information. If you have incurred eligible child care expenses, you can go to the child care section to enter the expense. Once you are done entering all the information, you can click Review in order to review the information. The software calculates the refund or balance owing. It is a good habit to review the errors, warnings, and information section. You can also look at the tax savings ideas to see if there are any tax savings recommendations that may be relevant for you. You can go to the Federal Summary tab in order to see the summary of the tax information. After you review the information, you can go to the tax return page to download a copy of the PDF file for your records. When you are ready to file your tax return, you can go to the Net File page to file your tax return. You will get a confirmation number from the CRA for each tax return. Please keep this for your record. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe, like, and share.